That was the one takeaway I had from that game was the amount of turnovers. It was insane. At least it felt insane. It looks like the Grit, I think, maybe win the kickoff here. Or win the coin toss and elect to kick off. The guy with the return. Kind of cut up the middle, but Dingo there. 20-yard return out to the 31-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Looks like Yuli on Vortex, Dingo at nose, Humble on left edge. Spork playing safety. Nope, they're going to swap there. Dingo just had him backwards. His Day's looking for Rouse. Not going to come back, and he catches it. Oh my god.
Right between two people.
I think that was Dingo and Toxic, yeah. Dingo almost picked that one off, so yeah, Yuli, Spork, and Humble on line for the Grit. Vortex, Alexander, and the guy is Days backing up, throwing one deep for Ralstock, and it's there. Ralstock got inside leverage, and Days just said, I know he's down there, I trust him with it. Found his founder man. Days dropping back to the left, throwing one to the corner for Ralstock. Toxic body blocking, I think that might have been high. Out of reach for Ralstock. Dark Cloud, I can turn him down.
Yeah, I know people were saying that about Turtle.
Yeah. Some auto shit is janky. His Days throws it over the middle for DJ, who catches it at the 3 and brings it down to the 1-yard line.
Probably gonna be a run here.
Oh, probably. They're gonna look. Probably left gap here. Bash Spork out of the way. Nope. Outside right.
Outside.
And that's a touchdown for the Voodoo on the board. Pretty quickly. That's a touchdown. And going for 2 here early. Now, Days didn't complete a single 2-point conversion all last night. So I don't know. That's the move, and starting off not strong there.
She keeps the streak going.
I think that's 5 in a row or 6 in a row. Because she definitely got a couple kicks last night, but no 2 points. Is Dingo taking the return. Spork set way back. Dingo looking to make something happen. One of the best running QBs in the history of Gridiron. See what he can do. Dives forward for extra yards. Avoids the hit from the guy. DJK touches him down the 38-yard line. And the Voodoo going to call a timeout just to get the formation set, or lineup set. Vortex is free roaming. And there we go. 1st and 10 from the 38. Dingo looking to run here on 1st down, 4 yards. And Dark, what are some matchups you're looking at in terms of line matchups or wide receiver matchups or even, quarterback duels?
And now, I haven't seen much of Cincinnati, but I think the person that has their most yards is Vasquez, right? Or am I tripping?
I would have to check the individual stats, but that might be correct.
It's either Vasquez or your record, I think.
Meanwhile, on that play, I believe that was, the guy getting a sack there on Dingo. 3rd and 8 coming up. Dingo dropping back, throwing one left side, trying to hit record. The guy kind of getting in his face and forcing him to throw it a little bit higher than he probably wanted to. Good pressure.
He's definitely going to throw this 50 weak side. I think.
4th and 8, Dingo dropping back to the 25, almost hit by Vortex, and Toxic able to get the 1st. 9 yards total, but that's all they need.
That's a weird play call.
Oh yeah, that was just, it looked weird all the way through, but it worked.
What's your score prediction for the game?
Real quick, throw left side, caught by Vasquez, 4 yards. Score prediction, I feel like this one is gonna be close to start, but it's gonna get a little bit of away in the end, and I think the Voodoo are gonna win 44-31. Quick out to Vasquez after the chip, finding 12 yards. It's a little chip drag from Vasquez, finding a lot of space underneath on that left side. Dingo dropping back, trying to get some space. Just throws this one away under pressure from Vortex.
Yeah, he was sandwiched right there.
I think it's hard because I think Yuli did make the switch to edge and tackle, but it just feels weird. I feel like to a lot of people seeing him out on the outside, because Yuli was a very highly rated center. So I'm not sure if the transition is harder going from center to nose or from center to edge. Or center to tackle, I should say, is Vortex getting a sack here. And 3rd and 20 coming up for the Grit. Dingo rolling back to his right, trying to find space, and Vortex again.
Yeah,
Yuli having some trouble.
No disrespect to Spork at all, but you can't be taking Ulysses out of his environment and
Well,
keep him where he strives in.
It might also be a willing thing too, because I think Yuli wanted to switch it up. I don't think he wanted to play nose
That's
tackle.
a good ball.
Great pass to find Toxic right side. 39 yards in a first for the Grit, and they're inside the red zone now. Dingo faking the run, dropping back, trying to find record, and it's there. I think the coverage came in a little bit on that run. Someone might have called a run in the Voodoo headset, and the corners might have come down a little bit. Record got open in the corner. That's a touchdown for the Grit.
Now, from what I've seen Voodoo play, we haven't won against like somebody that does that type of play calling where he leaked the lineman and he had the running back do a drag.
Yeah.
Because he has a bunch of plays happening at once.
Yeah, Dingo
He
has
faked the run as well.
Dingo's playbook is centered around breaking down a defense, and he's very good at doing it because he will do it in the most unorthodox ways. Day's trying to return the kick here. Takes it left side out to the 36-yard line. 25-yard return, all told. So Day's taking a first down run here, cuts it back inside, and maybe loses a couple yards there. Stepping back into the reach of Ulysses, 3 yards on the play. Day's dropping back to the 30, looking for something. Yuli tries to get through, missing the dive as Day slides back, but it forces a bad throw. Overthrowing DJK, and Record is there. That's a pick for the Grit. But inside their own territory, inside their own 25-yard line now. I mean, you got a long ways to go here, but nothing impossible. Dingo dropping back, looking for space, and is hit by the guy. I think Humble might have stepped up to help with the 4-man maybe, and Dingo rolled back his side, and there was no one to stop the guy. Dingo looking for another run. The guy almost gets through again.
Yeah.
He got bounced by Humble at the last second. 8 yards for Dingo.
The guy has been playing very well. I mean, he got called to step up, and he stepped up.
Dingo rolling to his right under a little bit of pressure. Finds Record for the first down. 13 yards. Days trying to dive across and get the pick, but Seb ultimately making the tackle. First down for the Grit.
You got a prediction for lockdown player of the game?
It's too early to say right now, as Alexander getting a sack. Lost a 3 on the play, 2nd and 13 for the Grit. Looking at it now, I mean, it would be hard to say. Maybe, I hope not Seb again, but I don't think he's been targeted once.
Those clips are crazy.
2nd and 13, dropping back to the 15. Dingo throwing a comeback left side to Record, and that's caught for 6 yards. But he really threw that one about 24 yards. He threw that pass about 22 yards downfield just to get 6 yards. That's crazy. 3rd and 7 coming up for Dingo. Tries to throw one over the middle for Toxic, but the bat down by Alexander. The 5th round pick, Alexander, I think is probably the steal of the draft in my opinion. Getting him that late is absolutely a steal.
Yeah, I'd have to agree there.
4th and 7, Dingo dropping back, trying to find Humble on the line leak, but he only gets 6. 1 yard short. Days making the stop. And it's a turnover on downs for the Grit. So after forcing a takeaway, unable to get anything going, and they just turn it over on downs. Second and 7 coming up for that first run. First down run from Days. Comeback left side to Ralstock is there for 9 yards. First down for the Voodoo, and 3 seconds left in the first quarter here. Days looking to run it again here. 3 yards. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. Score so far: Cincinnati 6, New Orleans 6. Both quarterbacks faring pretty evenly so far. Dingo has 5 more passing attempts than Days, but the game is shaping out pretty evenly as Days rolling to the right here. First play of the second quarter. Seb catching it, brings it back in bounds and scores a touchdown. Seb pulling himself back inbounds and making the play. He said, "I can do this all by myself." Seb with
it's
the
those
toes
bad
of a
dives.
champion. The bad dives, but that's just a great play by Seb.
Yeah, it's great.
And trusting him on the right side with the pylon. Toxic getting a slow start. Front pylon for Seb. 2-point conversion's good. And the Voodoo up 8. Not a spot that the Grit want to be in right now, but they got a lot of time. Vasquez trying to make a return happen here. Goes left and cuts right, trying to find something up the middle. Almost getting to the outside, but a shield was not put in time on Alexander. If that shield came on Alexander, I think he might have gotten a couple more yards out of that, but we might never know. 1st and 10 for the Grit here. They're taking a run for 8 yards down to the 48-yard line. Not 48, 45. Wow. I'm reading my numbers wrong. Down to the 45, 2nd and 2. Dingo rolling right, dropping back, under pressure, throwing one deep for Record. Is he over top? He is. Record able to pull that one in, 39 yards.
Yeah, very good throw.
Down to the 16. Seb let Record get over top, and that's not something you want to have happen. Now Seb playing really far off. There might be a comeback here. Nope, throwing a line leak to Humble in the back of the end zone.
What a dot.
That's good.
He survived a while with that fake run, too. He backed up for quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's Dingo, man. He can do a couple run plays, get everyone to bite, and then all of a sudden, you got someone downfield who shouldn't be there. So 2-point conversion here to tie it at 14 all. Dingo rolling to his right. There's a face pick to Alexander. Alexander waiting and anticipating, pulling that one down. Another face pick for Alexander. I mean, it's not going to count on his stats, unfortunately, because interceptions don't count on 2-point conversions, even though sacks do. I don't quite understand that, but Dave's taking the return here, trying to find some room on the right side. Maybe we'll have it. No, not quite enough. 16-yard return down to the 27. First and 10 coming up. 3:14 left in the half. Days dropping back, rolling, throwing a comeback to Seb. Able to catch it. Gets 9 yards. Is Toxic reluctant to dive at him? Maybe Wise there waiting for him to get closer to some teammates, but 2nd and 1 coming up. Days dropping back to the 25. Looking for something, almost gets sacked. Seb over top Toxic, and that's there. Great throw by Days to find the open receiver. And that's 38 yards for Seb. He said, I'm not.
A very good play.
He's tired of being locked up receiver of the game. He's not letting that happen again. 1st and 10 for the Voodoo at the 26. Chip from DJK does not work. Yulee finds the sack regardless. Yulee with his 2nd sack of the game. Only sacks for the Grit so far coming from Ulysses. As Days rolling to the right, trying to stay in the middle of the field, throwing a comeback to Ralstock. Record missing the tackle and the dive. Ralstock didn't even need a dive for that. He would have been good to keep going.
He's securing that first.
Yeah, securing the first, keeping the drive alive. 1st and 10 from the 13. And timeout for the Grit here. Interesting. Chaz in the chat saying Humble the best tight end in the GFA. I don't know, man. I think Resp could give him a run for his money. Days rolling right. Oh my God.
Humble probably gets used the most. I'd say that probably.
Yeah. But I think in terms of efficiency, I think Resp is the best tight end. He's gotten the most yards on the most leaks. It's crazy how efficient he is from that tackle spot. Both blocking and receiving. Days rolling to her left. Throwing one over the middle. Pharrell, but it's high and Record unable to bring it back in bounds. Luckily, they fixed the first down glitch, so it's 3rd and 10. Ball at the 13-yard line, excuse me. He's trying to do a run play, but has nothing, and Yuli gets sack number 3. Days gotta be careful. She's teetering right around the 0-yard mark for rushing, and both these quarterbacks under 10 yards rushing. Dingo -17. Corner trust maybe for Seb, but passes off, and it's over the back line. Turnover on downs for the Voodoo. Grit get the ball inside their own 15-yard line. Dingo fake run. Oh my God, Humble. Wide open, but Dingo overthrows him. Oh man. I don't know if Humble might have gotten bodied for a second there and it slowed him down, or maybe it was just a genuine overthrow from Dingo. But
that's the strong side lead too.
He's confident in it, man. He faked out a good chunk of that. He schemes his blocks around that sort of play too with the fake runs. Now he's taking a real run here. He's gonna take off, get 6 yards, not to the 20. I mean, why Humble stop? I think Humble stopped because he knew it was too far. Like, even if he kept going, I don't think he had a dash left. 3rd and 4 from the 20-yard line. Minute 55 to go in the half. Dingo dropping back, almost in his own end zone. Throwing one out left side for Record. And I think Seb, the body block was there just enough to prevent Record from getting to that. I don't know if it had too much of an effect, but it looked like it might have affected it just enough to where Rick was able to get to that ball because of it. Dingo rolling to his left. Throwing one for Toxic over the middle, and he finds him. 20 yards on the play. 1st down for the Grit. And the Grit only down 2 points here, so, I mean, if they score, they go up 4 at least. They're going to try and get that 2-point and go up by 6, but not taking those extra points will kill you, man. Going for 2 is not as beneficial as it seems, as Alexander finding his way into the backfield for another sack. Alexander with 2. All of the Voodoo linemen with 2 sacks right now. Dingo taking a run here for 6 yards. 3rd and 10 coming up. And that's crazy to me is that Yuli has 3 sacks. The entirety of the Voodoo line has 6 sacks. Yuli is kind of, I don't want to say carrying the Grit line right now, but he's putting in the most legwork in terms of what's being shown. Dingo, red S-key, but he finds time to step back up, crossing the line, and able to get 16 yards on a play that looked busted. So making something out of nothing, and Dingo across midfield into Voodoo territory. 1 minute, 9 seconds left in the half. Dingo dropping back to the 45, to the 40, looking for something, trying to throw into the corner for Vasquez. DJK putting his body on the line, stopping Vasquez from getting there. 2nd and 10, 1:02 remaining in the half. Two receivers left, Dingo dropping back. Swarmed by the Voodoo line, and Vortex gets his 3rd. I don't know why he put that in his name. That's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I got a message from Vasquez before the game starts. He's like, "Who's Ape?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I think it's Vortex." So he had to change his name before we could start. Dingo rolling to his right, trying to find Vasquez. Vasquez unable to get to spot, and DJK behind him. That's another pick. How many turnovers we got so far? That's only the 2nd pick of the game. Wow. So only 2 takeaways for either team. 46 seconds left. Days dropping back, staying pocket, stepping up and taking a run for 2 yards. Yuli there to make the stop. Ball out to the 31-yard line now. 2 receivers right, working from the left hash here. Days dropping back to the 20, dashing backwards to nearly the 15. Roustock catching the comeback record, missing the dive. Roustock moving downfield. Dives are being missed left and right. Roustock making something happen. He's all the way down to the 21-yard line. 48 yards of catch and run. That's a first down.
Who gets the ball at half?
I believe the Grit get ball at half.
Yeah, so it's in their best interest right now
For them to score.
Voodoo
Yeah.
to score.
I mean, even if the Voodoo get the ball back at half, you want to score here and then come back out, score on your first possession in the second half. Keep that lead in your favor. 15 seconds left. Ball on the 10-yard line. Days looking to make something happen. Caught on her own lineman for a second. And that shaves off a decent bit of clock. Only getting 1 yard on that play. Not what you want in that kind of situation. Days dropping back to the 20-yard line. Throwing one to the corner for Roustock, but it's low. Hits record right in the chest with it. That's another takeaway for the Grit. Turnover for the Voodoo. Is Dingo looking to run it here. My goodness. A little bit of a juke move there. Trying to find space, but doesn't go down in time. And that's going to be the end of the first half. Stats so far. We have just over 30 passes combined this game, but there's been a lot of running and a lot of hits on quarterbacks. Vortex with 3 sacks, the guy with 2, and Alexander with 2. Meanwhile, Yuli's still the only player on Grit with a sack, let alone multiple sacks. Vasquez right now in contention for locked up player of the game. 2 catches, 16 yards. EJK 1 catch for 19 yards. So we'll have to see how that battle goes between them. Both at the running back spot, so it's a dynamic battle.
Locked up. Battle of the most locked up.
Most locked up running back too. They got to face off against each other. As the kick return by Dingo gets him out to the 22-yard line. Oh, it wasn't Dingo on the return. Grit started at the 22-yard line. Dingo dropping back, throwing one left side for Vasquez, but I think that pass was high. I think Vasquez might have been playing too short on that, or it was just a case of a high point pass from Dingo, not finding the target. Regardless, 2nd and 10 coming up. Dingo dropping back, throwing over the middle for record. That's there. 11 yards and a first for the Grit. It is unfortunate too, because you definitely know that Days wanted to score before half, but through an errant pass and unable to get those points that they so desperately needed. Dingo dropping back, throwing on the right side, and I shouldn't say they desperately needed the points, but it would have been extremely helpful for them to have those extra points. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Grit. Ball on the 38-yard line. 2 receivers left. Dingo just inside that right hash. Dingo looking for a run here. Takes it 12 yards down to the 50-yard line, so right at midfield. That's where he's met by Vortex. First and 10. Dingo dropping back, throwing on the left side to Vasquez, but that's high again. And those pings you hear, that's just Dark Subject. He'll be right back. He's just grabbing some water real quick. So he'll just be with me for a little bit. 2nd and 10. Dingo dropping back, almost to the 35. Finding record left side for 8 yards. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Grit. Situation that Dingo probably wants to be in right here, because he's got a couple plays he can try and utilize. Even just a 2-yard run, a simple draw play up the middle, and yep, there it is. Quarterback draw right up the middle. 4 yard. I guess it's more of a QB sneak. He didn't really fake a pass. Fake like he was gonna pass. 1st and 10 regardless for the Grit. Ball on the 38-yard line. Inside the Voodoo 40. Dingo rolling to his right under pressure. Vortex almost there. Alexander is there. The assignments got swapped. The pressure was there immediately. Maybe half credit for a sack to Vortex there. He was able to get Dingo to move too far outside. Spork overcommitted. Trying to help pick up Vortex, and that's a sack for Alexander. 2nd and 21 from the right hash. 49-yard line. Dingo dropping back under pressure by Vortex. Maybe forcing an errant pass there, and it goes deep to Ralstock. Way over Vasquez's head. He had no shot to get that one. That's a turnover. Interception again. Now we're seeing it start to ramp up a little bit. 4 takeaways now. Days looking for a first down run. Only gets 2 yards on the play, out to the 24-yard line. Not necessarily what she might want there, but another run here, getting the first and more. Uh-oh. Days taken down by Toxic after 14 yards. Days in the open field just scrambling like that is dangerous. We saw last night she got, kick return touchdown. I think she got like a 60-yard scrambling touchdown. Like, she can move. Another first down run for Days, trying to get into open field and gets 11 yards. Spork finally making the tackle. 11 yards on the play. Good first down game plan for Days. Dropping back, looking for a pass here. DJ might be open on the comeback, but Days gets some time on the sideline. She's going to take a run. Spork unable to get there on the dive, and Toxic cutting off the sideline. 20-yard scramble for Days, though. And all of a sudden, Days has 65 rushing yards when she had, like, 11 earlier. She turned on the Jets now. Days dropping back, throwing one corner for Seb, but it's too high and too far outside. It's just going to fall out of bounds. No harm in that play. 2nd and 10 coming up. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Throwing a... What? Oh, I think Seb stepped out of bounds and he was ineligible. I think. Unless he didn't step out of bounds. I don't know what happened there. Maybe that was just a bad pass by Days. That's all it really was. Days rolling out to the left. Trying to find some space. Finding DJK open. DJK looking to make something happen. Gets 16 yards on the play. 9 yards turns into 16. And the Voodoo are inside the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 15. Days on the first down run. 8 yards on the play. I mean, I thought that was over, but it looks so weird. I've never seen a pass quite like that, but
that score really isn't changing much.
No, there was almost a score, but Dingo severely overthrew Vasquez on a deep route. And it was picked off. And now Humble getting a first sack of the game. He's been on lock this entire game, getting his first sack in the third quarter. Is the guy really putting the clamps on Humble? Like, what is going on tonight? Oh my god!
Undrafted free agent, the guy right there.
Days with some pocket movement too, definitely can't hurt. Oh my god! Oh my god, Days! 9-yard rushing touchdown. 3 defenders crack heads on that play. That's what was that? 19 yards? Or not 19?
They're gonna be thinking about that one later.
9-yard rushing touchdown, but extra point is up and good. Oh my god. That was a 9-yard rushing touchdown, but that play went on for so long and just, man. Kick return for Dingo here. Runs right into Ralstock. Maybe some nerves here. Dingo down 2 possessions here. Just over 5 minutes left in the game. Dingo rolling to his right. Back to the 15-yard line. Trying to find Vasquez, but yet again, missing. He's trying to find Vasquez. He's trying to feed him, but I mean, I don't know. It's just like errant passes, and then sometimes Vasquez just ain't in position, and it's just Bad combination of things. Dingo, in the meanwhile, zigging and zagging his way down to the, what is that, 39-yard line. 11 yards on the play. First down for the Grit. Dropping back is Dingo finding record on a pre-thrown comeback.
Yeah, those comebacks have been one of many towards record.
I mean, Seb plays over top. He's not going to play underneath. And the one time he does play underneath, I think Record's just going to torch him. Because they're going to.
How many catches does he have?
I'll check in a second here. Dingo under some pressure, but just diving across that first down marker. 7 yards. Record, where is he? 7 receptions for 101 yards. He did have one deep earlier where he just torched Seb.
Yeah, down the middle? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he had inside leverage and just torched him. It was like a 38-yard bomb. 33 seconds left in the quarter. Dingo rolling back to his left. Red like a brick. Throws one deep, and it's over Record's head, and Days gets the pick. Not Days, excuse me. Seb gets the pick. I thought Days got the pick there for a second.
I know Vasquez was shaking his head on that one because he was wide open.
I saw Days' shield go up, and I thought it was the ball indicator for a second. The marker of who had the ball. But she was just laying the shield on Record. Days faking the run, stepping back, trying to find Seb, and does. Seb, though, tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of a yard on play. Dingo making a stop and a good tackle. Days trying to make another run happen here. Gets out 4 yards. 3rd and 7 coming up, and I think they're going to let the clock run. No! They're going to call one last play here before the quarter's over. Days dropping back. Almost back to the 5. Toxic missing the dive, and Seb just holds the ball out. Shows him what he missed. 13 yards on the play and a first down for the Voodoo. 4 minutes left in the game. Days dropping back, trying to stay pocket, but dashing outside the left hash. And oh my god. A head dot to Ralstock. I thought Record had that one for sure, but Ralstock, proving why he's a first-round pick, able to come down with that one. Days rolling around, dropping back, under pressure. Almost gets hit twice there on that play. Dropping back again under so much pressure. You got to throw it away at this point, though, as she takes a 17-yard loss. Hit by Humble. My god, that was like a 20-second play of just Days running around in the backfield.
Pure clock chewing.
But I mean, at least throw that one away. Like, get it up in the air. Days rolling to the right, throwing one deep for Seb. Is he over Toxic? He is. My scoreboard, I think, blocked that one. No, it didn't.
Seb's going automatic with these. He's not stopping.
Seb's in the zone right now. Days, first down run here. Gets the first down, 10 yards exactly. Down to the 16. First and 10. Days rolling left, looking for another run. Trying to cut it inside, but bounces it back outside. She's got the edge. Dives in for the touchdown. 16-yard rushing touchdown for Days. And it's looking rough for the Grit right now. Like I said, it was going to start close, but it was going to get away from them at the end, is what my prediction was. And so far, it's looking just that. 2-point conversion. Finding Ralstock on the left sideline there in the end zone. And the Voodoo go up. What is that? They're up 17 right now, so it's a 3-possession game. No matter how you draw it up for the Grit here, they got to score 3 times in 3 minutes. Easier said than done. Dingo trying to make something happen on the kick return. Ends up shimmying back to the 24-yard line. He probably could have ended up at the 27 if he had just taken that hit, but he was trying to make someone miss and paid a little bit for it. First and 10 though, 3:02 left in the game. Dingo trying to run right side, hit by Vortex. 2 yards on the run. 2nd and 8 coming up. Two receivers left from the right hash. Dingo rolling around, has a lot of space and a lot of time. He's going to take the run here. He's got room for it. Seb completely whiffing on the dive. Dingo looking to make something happen. Oh, there's Seb. Making up for it eventually. 27 yards though for Dingo, and not the best pace right now if they want to stay in this game, but I think he might have something drawn up here. Dingo rolling to his right, looking for something, finding Vasquez on a comeback, but Vasquez comes too short on it, and Dingo throws it over his head. DJK stays behind Vasquez and just gets a gift. 1st and 10 for the Voodoo now as Days takes a 4-yard rush out to the 35-yard line. I mean, like, what do you do in that scenario? Like, was that a high pass, or was that just a low play from Vasquez? Is humble with the inside still getting a sack. Timeout from the Grit. They're calling him early. Overthrew
We'll
it.
be talking about that one later.
Cam Newton says that was an overthrow from Dingo, so I'm inclined to agree with the man since he was a quarterback. 2nd and 4. Turns into a 19-yard pass play to Ralstock on the left side there. Great play. 2:12 left in the game. Days rolling out right. DJK over Toxic. Is she going to throw it? Yes, she is. DJK with the play. Down to the 13-yard line. 43 yards. .159 left in the game. Days from the right hash, inside the red zone. Throwing a quick one to DJK, but it's too far inside. The play was there, but she threw it too far to his inside. And no catch on the play. 2nd and 10 from the 13-yard line. Days rolling to her left, throwing one to Ralstock, a sandwich of sorts, but an unoptimal 2-on-1. Still finding Ralstock. Touchdown Voodoo. This thing is getting ugly.
Yeah, that puts the game away right here.
This is a 4-possession game now. It's nearly 20-point difference between these teams. And Seb catching that in front of the end zone and just walking it in. 37-12 is the score now. I mean, it's a 25-point game. Like, it's pretty much out of reach for the Grit. Dingo taking this one left side, and maybe he has some blockers here. Oh, Seb getting around Toxic and making a great stop. That might have been a kick 6 if Seb was not there to make that tackle. Dingo, however, getting 32 yards out to the 40. Under pressure from Vortex, drops him 15 yards behind the line. So immediately after that kick return, they lose 15 of the yards. 2nd and 25 coming up. I mean, my goodness. Dingo dropping back. Almost to the 10. He's back to the 5 now after dashing away. Vortex trying to hit him. Dingo slowly but surely making his way back up to the line. Throwing one deep for record, and it's there. Down to the, what is that, 28? Damn, 47-yard play for the Grit. And they're not out of it quite yet. They want to get some more points on the board here. They've been held scoreless, I think, since the first or second quarter. Dingo finding a record on that left side. Record, getting some space, but DJK with that dive just pinched off the sideline and laying down the spike strip. Record just walking over top of him, but down to the 3-yard line now. Dingo might take a run here. Maybe a pump fake and a draw here. Nope, just stands still and gets rocked by Vortex. Alright. He just stood still and got obliterated. Vortex has 5, I think. I didn't see Dingo taking a run here for 7. Yeah, Vortex has 5 sacks. The guy has 2 and Alexander has 3. Yuli has 3, Humble has 3. I mean, man. Dingo trying to run that up the middle, but Days with the sack. Her first of the game. Dingo faking the run, dropping back, throwing one out to Vasquez. That's Vasquez. Vasquez running that one in. 1-yard touchdown. But it's a score. The screenplay working. And the Grit finally score. After a 3-quarter drought, they're back.
A little too late.
Yeah. Tries to throw one back corner and overthrows his receiver. So 18-37 is how this score stands right now. I mean, it was a great game by the Voodoo. Like, that's all I have to really say about it. This game was their game to lose, and they came out and fucking, oh my god, Days. Days, no. Out to the 40, 35-30, 25-20. Tackled by Yuli at the 23. Oh my god, that was almost bad. Grit didn't score for 3 whole quarters. They finally score, and they almost give up a kick 6 on the ensuing play. Jesus. Ball at the not the 23, the 18. And Days dropping back 10 yards and gets hit by Spork. So now ball back at the 28-yard line. And just a quick look at the stats. Oh, we'll show them in a second here. 17 seconds left. Days dropping back, throwing one for Ralstock, and it's there. Record can do absolutely nothing about that. I mean, that's just rough.
Who's locked up player of the game? That's who we looking for.
Who are we looking for? I think Vasquez.
Oh, Vasquez.
I'll be honest.
Vasquez.
He got a touchdown, but I mean,
Turtle's out to get you.
throwing a blob right side, and Vortex comes down with it. But I mean, in Vasquez's defense, he could have had way more yards, but Dingo overthrew him, I think, 4 or 5 times. It was not good. Dingo gonna return this one. A lot of typing going on in game chat. Yeah. Oh, the guy in hot pursuit. Dingo throwing this one deep for Record. Record gets over top. Tackled by Days. 41-yard play for the Grit. Dingo wants one final score. And you know, I might go player cam here. Let's see what Record has, because it's probably going to Record. Dingo making some pocket movement happen, but there's only one guy rushing.
He juking the shoes off of the guy right now.
The guy's just getting bullied. Throws it. Jesus Christ. Tries to throw it back line. I don't even know who that was, but that was...
That's tough.
Whoa, Humble. Calm down, bro. Humble being unreasonable in game chat, bro.
The guy, more like this. That's crazy.
Well, final score 43-18. The Voodoo 6-0, joining the Dragons as the only undefeated teams through 6 games. And they're done playing week 2, the Voodoo, and so are the Dragons. And we're only in Wednesday, so we won't see those we won't see those teams play again until at least next Monday. But quickly the stats: Dingo 18 of 33 for 322. He got sacked. What is that? 7, 10, 11 times. But Days got sacked 7 times, so not saying she was safe either. 402 for Days, 78 rushing yards, and that was kind of the difference for a lot of the game, was Days being able to move out the way. I mean, honestly, if I had to pick a locked up player of the game, it might be Toxic. Seb held that man to 3 catches and 68 yards. No touchdowns.
Yeah, but 68's a crazy number to 18. Come on.
It's true, but Vasquez had a touchdown and Dingo overthrew him about 6 times.
Right, but the thing is that everybody needs to understand, so you don't get mad about the locked up player of the game thing. Is it's not supposed to be meant for, like, you know, the most ass dude that walked onto the field. Is just meant for the dude with the least amount of yards. That is the basis of it.
That's rough. It just feels bad giving it to Vasquez because he would have had a great game if Dingo didn't overthrow him so many times. Like, he would have had at least 40, 50 more yards if Dingo didn't throw over his head about 5, 6 times.
You already know we got to get in the GFA General after we get a dub. That's how it is.
Man, well, thank you, Dark, for coming out and co-casting. I believe tomorrow we have a batch of games, so I'll look at that schedule real quick and let you know about those. Where is it? Schedule. Hey, there it is. Tomorrow there are no games scheduled, so it's a day off for everybody on the 28th, unless there's a game scheduled at the last minute that I don't know about. Friday night, Grit versus Ignition. That's going to be on Soup Loop's channel. Don Soup. It's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern as well. Early games for the Grit, because I think Dingo has stuff going on. A lot of the team, I think, has stuff going on in the late night hours. So they're playing early. Grit versus Ignition. This is Ignition's, I think, third game, fourth game. They didn't finish their week one, so I think they took a forfeit loss. I'm not sure how that's going to work. But that game is on Friday night. Saturday night, no game scheduled yet. Sunday night, Typhoon or Grit versus Roadrunners is going to be the first game of the night. That's going to be casted by Xenial Stratos at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then at 11 p.m. Eastern, the Typhoon versus the Detroit Vibe. So Philadelphia versus Detroit. That's going to be at 11 p.m. Eastern on my channel here. That will be Sunday night. But I don't see any more games scheduled yet. So once I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more games scheduled for tomorrow and for Saturday in the next couple hours, maybe next day. But very soon I think we'll see some stuff. So I will see you guys on Sunday night. And you have a wonderful, wonderful night, and I will see you very soon. Oh, Raptors versus Vegas tomorrow? Okay, thank you, Diviner. So Raptors versus the Las Vegas X Factor tomorrow. It's just not in schedule, the scheduling chat thing, so I can't see it. I think Shaq either forgot to put it in there or no one actually put it in there. So that game is tomorrow night. I don't think there's a caster yet, but we'll get one for that game. But yeah, okay, it was scheduled today. Yeah, it's not in there yet, but I'm sure it will be put in there within like the next couple minutes. But yeah, have a great night, everybody.